Hello, this is Dr. Character from Mobile Veterinary Service. I want to talk to you just a little bit today about skinny horse syndrome, and I have questions all the time about putting weight on a horse and how to do it and how to do it safely. And here we go. Here's the poster child for skinny horses right here. This horse is in dire need of some weight be put on it. This horse was a horse that was taken in by somebody from another owner who could not really afford to feed it correctly, and the horse also has some medical problems that need attending to. But whatever the case may be for your horse, if it's just coming out of winter a little bit on the thin side, or maybe it's even like this horse and really has some needs associated with it. Um, the most common reason for the horse to be skinny is simply it's just not getting enough to eat. Um, so that said, it is a good idea to look at their teeth, see how their teeth look, check them for parasites. But before I go much further in the conversation or the exam past that, the first thing I want to do is I want to understand what the horse is being fed and how much it's being fed. And inevitably, what happens is I get the answer. Well, I feed it a half a scoop, or a scoop and a half, or 2 scoops, or however many scoops each day. And the reality is that that doesn't really tell you anything because you can have 1 scoop of oats and you can have the same scoop with the same amount of another food, such as a 12% or a sweet feed, and what's going to happen is you're going to have more calories in the feed, more calories in the feed than you do in the oats. And simply the reason is because the feed has more calories per weight unit than the oats does. So if you weigh the oats on your scale, it'll say 3 pounds, but if you weigh the feed on your scale, it says 6 pounds. And that's just an example, as far as just to show you that the oats, same amount of volume as the feed, less weight, which correlates to fewer calories per volume. And volume is a rate limiting factor on how much the horse can eat. The horse can only eat so much volume per day. It can only eat so much hay per day. So it's hard to put weight on a horse with just hay. Even if you got some great alfalfa hay, it can be hard to put weight on it because the horse is going to be limited of how much hay it can eat in one day. So usually to get the horse to put on weight, we use feed. And the easiest way to be sure that you're giving a balanced diet to the horse is to use a feed that's already been formulated. It's usually a pelleted feed. Sometimes it's like a sweet feed, kind of mixed up different types of individual grains. But that's the easiest way to be sure you're getting a balanced diet. Feed that plus hay, and you're usually okay on your balance with your micronutrients and your vitamins and that sort of thing, your minerals. So the next question, that comes out of the mouth of most owners is, well, how much do I feed them? And that's a fair question. And basically, the answer to that is, um, you feed them more calories than they need currently, so they can use the extra calories to put on as weight. So if you have a horse like this one that currently is probably about, let's just say it's 900 pounds, and well, it's probably more than that. Let's just say, let's don't say it's 900. Let's say it's a 1,000 pound horse right now. The problem is, this is a walking horse, and this horse is probably supposed to be about a 1,400 pound horse when it's fully fleshed out. And so you can't feed enough feed. Well, you can feed enough feed for a 1,000 pound horse, but this horse will stay 1,000 pounds. It needs enough feed for a 1,400 pound horse so that it has the extra calories to use to putting on weight. So here's a rule of thumb: 1 pound of feed, and this is not including Um, this doesn't include hay. 1 pound of feed per 100 pounds of the body weight you want. In this case, the 1,400 pounds. So, for this horse needs to get 14 pounds, and this is per day. 14 pounds per day. You can split that into two feedings of 7 pounds each. You can split it into three feedings, or you can just give it all at one time. I don't necessarily recommend you give it all at one time unless the horse is already used to being fed once a day. And herein lies the next most important, not the most important, but a most important point to remember, and that is you must increase the feed slowly. If you do it too fast, you will either colic and or founder the horse, most likely. So if this horse probably was not receiving 10 pounds of feed a day. It was probably receiving 5, maybe 6 pounds today per feed per day at the time this was taken over by the new owner. So this horse needing 14 pounds a day has a long way to go between 5 or 6 and 14. And so what we need to do is we need to go up and maybe quarter or half pound increments every 2 to 3 days. We can go up another increment. We, you know, the, when we start giving the first couple of increments, we're going to watch them very carefully for any signs of problem. And then if they handle the first couple of increases without any problem, then probably they're going to handle the rest of them okay. So what you want to do is you want to go, if there's 6 pounds, they're going to get 6.5 for 2 or 3 days, and then they're going to go to 7 for 2 or 3 days, 7.5 for 2 or 3 days, etc. And so it's going to take several days to get this horse up to 14 pounds of feed per day. But once you do that, and once the horse is used to it, then you should start seeing the horse put on some weight. It will not happen overnight, and it would be very helpful if during this time, the horse could be exercised some so that the weight is not all going on as fat, but is also going on and being put on as muscle. Um, here's a picture of a horse that is it's well muscled, and you can see that this is a quarter horse. Appaloosa is what it is, but it's a quarter horse frame type horse, and it's well muscled. It This is what you want. You want to take this horse to this. You want it to be all fleshed out. You don't want to be able to see the ribs. You want to have muscles, the lumbar muscles, you know, grow in strength and size. The femoris and quadriceps muscles there, and the pelvic gluteals right there. You want to get those. The neck muscles. You want to get all fleshed out. Now, it's going to take some time, and like I said, it's a good idea to check their dentation. Many of these horses have bad teeth. If they can't chew their food up well, it's not going to get digested well. It's not going to be absorbed well. And if it doesn't get absorbed, it can't be put on as muscle or fat. So there definitely can be problems or places from where it goes in the mouth to getting it to usable form to be put down as muscle or fat. But like I said, until we have the horse on the proper amount of food each day, and we know that we're giving it the proper amount of feed each day, we really don't need to worry too much about other metabolic problems and that sort of stuff. We need to be sure we're getting on the right amount of feed each day first, and then we can take a horse that looks like this, and we can turn that horse into a horse that looks like this. And this, believe it or not, is the same horse as that approximately a year later. This horse did very well under the care of the owner, and with proper dentation work and other, a good thorough checking out medically and good parasite control and good nutrition, this horse turnaround did very well. So I hope this is giving you a bit of a help here in thinking about what you might need to do if you have a horse that is a little bit underweight and you want to try to help it to flesh back up, maybe after a hard winter, or maybe it's getting a little older, or maybe it's had some dentation problems and now they're repaired, and now you just need to get the weight back on the horse. And so if we can help you, give us a call, 877 662 5838. That's 877 MOBLVET, Mobile Vet. Anytime. Thank you very much.